Welcome back to Let's Talk Laredo College with the president of Laredo College, Dr. Minita Ramirez. Dr. Ramirez, good to see you again. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Ruben? And good morning to the world out there.
I'm doing well. It's been a pretty busy last month or so. We had talked about it before we decided to record. Let's wait till these big two events are done and then we'll get back on here. And so that's why we're here, is that we've got some really big events that have now passed us and we're very, very successful. So
Yes.
let's talk about, since we last met, we had the Fall Fest.
Yes.
And then we had the golf tournament. So
Yes.
Fall Fest, I want to say it looked like 6,000 people there. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that our Fall Fest, which we hosted at our South Campus, and that's where we hosted every fall, was a huge success. I think between our Chief Hernandez and Dr. Rezola and myself, we figured about 6,000 people.
Yeah.
Throughout the afternoon, people were coming and going, and as performances happened, some people came in and then ate and watched the performance and left, and then we had another group come in. But it was a huge success, and I think what makes that event extremely successful is that our student organizations get involved. Every single department on campus gets involved and puts on a booth. Our performances, the luchas that everybody comes out to see. And we tried something a little bit different. I don't know if you noticed, Ruben. The layout of the grounds was a little bit different. And
It was huge.
it was huge. And even like that, it was packed. And the little kids had a blast. Our costume contest was great. We moved the stages out a little bit to give people a little more room to have a place to sit and eat. I think that worked out well, but we're going to make a few modifications for next year. I think we're going to put one stage on the west side of the grounds and then the luchas on the east side of the grounds. And so to split up the crowds just a little bit more to give people a little more room.
The layout really was the difference this year. It was all filled. It makes you wonder, how did we do it before if there was just one little area that we were using?
I think people before would come and go instead of actually staying because they would see there was too many people. And so we're very fortunate. Our student clubs and organizations did a great job in selling all kinds of food goodies. And then we had the different departments. We have some departments that play games, other departments that are interactive, other departments that are show and tell.
Yeah.
The ambulance, we have a brand new ambulance for our EMS program, and they had it on display and students could actually get in it and get their blood pressure checked.
Yeah.
And so there was, everybody was on display for sure.
Or they could put a Band-Aid on the finger that I split.
Yes, that too.
Fall Fest, so they were very, very handy.
They were acting as first aiders.
They actually were. I want to talk about, what is the purpose of the Fall Fest? I mean, a lot of the events that we talk about are fundraisers. This isn't necessarily a fundraiser. I mean, the student organizations do make money selling food, but really the games are free. There's a charge for like the inflatables, the petty, but this really isn't a fundraiser. So then what's the purpose of the Fall Fest?
Right. So you're correct. We don't charge an entrance fee yet. We've never charged an entrance fee. It is expensive. We're very fortunate to have Falcon Bank as our corporate sponsor for that event. And their core values align with our core values. Their core values are family, faith, and finances, right? And so for us, and community, of course. And so for us, it is pretty much the same. I mean, we're all about family. We're all about, you educate one person in the family and it changes the family trajectory forever. So we're all about family and respectful of everybody's faith as they are, but community. It is about building community. It's about building an opportunity for people, one, to visit the South Campus. We still have folks that don't know we have a South Campus and have never been there. And that South Campus is a beautiful place to learn, for sure. And so ideally, we want to showcase what we have available to the community. But at the same time, to teach our own students the meaning of service, the meaning of community. And that builds community. And that builds an opportunity for them to interact with the community that we serve right now and the community they're going to serve once they graduate.
Do you see it more difficult in this culture, not this culture, in this generation for them to get involved in community because of the technology that keeps them inside so many times? Do you see it as more difficult for our students to get involved and put in that community service?
I've been asked that so many times, Ruben. Is technology really hindering our ability to communicate in this fashion, the way you and I are communicating today? I think that it has created opportunities for us in a different way. Yes, I think students or our younger generation, for them it's a lot easier to communicate in a technology way because there are less fears about confrontation and there are more safety restrictions for themselves, but there are much more open mics for them to express themselves however they want. There are people say things through social media and online and through email that you would never say face to face. And I think that allowing that human opportunity, that human interaction opportunity is critical, because what will happen to most of these students when they graduate is that they're going to have to work in an environment with other people. Yesterday I was visiting the South Campus and spent the day there visiting our automotive center, and they're working in teams and groups and fixing vehicles and painting cars, and the diesel mechanic department. They have to depend on each other. They also have to learn to communicate with each other. And while technology is another tool, it gives us another resource to communicate with, I don't think it takes the place of the human interaction. The ability for someone to reach out and shake someone's hand and say, "It's so good to see you," or "I'm so happy that you're here." That interaction, our students have learned. Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping our club out. Thank you for supporting whatever club it is. They've learned to become somewhat codependent on each other to build that community of learners.
And so in a way, the Fall Fest, the Fun Fest, forces them in a good way, right, to take advantage of the opportunity to do the community service that they may be limited to for whatever reason. Is that right?
Yeah, and we remove the insecurities and fear factors because it's in a larger community. It's in a safe setting. And we provide the training, the experience, and they learn customer service. They learn how to work in groups. They learn, all of that is part of their learning experience here at Laredo College. And most importantly, I think we bring the community to the college. So many of our students want to take classes online. They shouldn't be. They should be face to face because they need that face to face support. But they find it easier to take a class online, and I think it limits their learning from a face to face class. And I have a whole theory about that we can talk about later. But this new generation wants to do everything online.
Yeah.
And I worry about that.
What's the difference between the Fall Fest and the Fun Fest? Is it just campus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, besides campus, I think purpose. the original purpose. The original purpose of FunFest was Laredo Junior College's way of becoming part of the Washington's birthday celebration. That's how it started. And it was supposed to be an activity that was going to include children. Because if you think about WBCA, you have the carnival, the parades. We used to have a youth dance festival, and Fun Fest, basically, and the fireworks for children. And then they added the air show and jalapeno, because jalapeno really is an adult event.
Yeah.
And so, in search for children's events, Laredo Junior College stepped in with FunFest. And that's traditionally been here at the Fort McIntosh campus. Fall Fest, when the South Campus opened, the college was trying to introduce the South Campus to the community. And this became the way of doing that. And also creating a celebration opportunity in a safe environment.
And I just realized that there are more performances at the Fun Fest. There are more groups that come up on stage and perform, correct?
Yeah, I think
More youth groups, I would say. Like
there
dance,
are.
Dance groups,
There are a lot of, yes, youth groups. We also added that portion to the tree lighting ceremony, which is coming up.
Oh.
And at the tree lighting ceremony, we also include the elementary schools to participate. And so last year we did the tree lighting ceremony at the South Campus. This year it'll be at the West Campus.
So the tree lighting ceremony, in case we don't record before them, is early December. It's the
Correct.
2nd.
I think you're correct.
Yeah, I know we've moved it because it's difficult because the city has every district has something that week, and I think the original was the 3rd. Now it might be the 2nd, but either way, early December. Be on the lookout for
Yes.
the tree lighting ceremony.
And
But it'll be here at the Fort McIntosh
it'll be
campus,
here. We have snow. We have snowball fights. We have all kinds of fun activities
Yeah.
for the kids. But Santa's here and they can take pictures. It's free and open to the public. The opportunity for our clubs and organizations to interact with the community and for people to come onto our campus. But we have music. We have our mariachi will play. The students will perform. But the elementary schools get involved, and it gives them another opportunity to perform as well. When you're an elementary school cheerleader sponsor, you're always looking for opportunities for your little ones to perform, and this is a great place for them to do that. So we're happy to provide that avenue.
Sure. The golf tournament, the Laredo College Golf Classic, was also not too long ago, first day of November, actually. This is a fundraiser, but it's a different way for a different population to come to know about the college, right?
Yeah, so the golf tournament, really the head of our golf tournament is a longtime faculty member of Laredo College, Mrs. Diana Espinosa, and her family of golfers. Many of us know Coach Espinosa well, and they've taken this opportunity to really do something for Laredo College. And then Dr. Ortiz, who supports, and her departments, including you, support that event, and everybody gets involved. Each year, the golf tournament has grown just a little bit. It is a fundraiser, but it's not a fundraiser for, again, we're building community. Yeah. We want to bring alumni back. We want to make sure everybody understands the mission of Laredo College. And we only had 108 golfers. And we cap it because we want to make sure that everybody has a good time. We give away good prize money. And they keep coming back. We have had golfers that have golfed with us for the 3 years that we've been doing this golf tournament. And it's a fun day. There is a lot of camaraderie, a lot of reminiscing about when they were students here at Laredo College, what they used to do, and how Laredo College was a springboard for many of them to their careers now.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of fun. The funds that we do raise, we use for programmatic enhancement. There's always, yesterday I was telling you I was at the automotive center, and there are things that are we just need to buy, and
Yeah.
sometimes there are items that come up that weren't budgeted for the year, and you have to figure out how to cover those costs. And so this is one of those funds that we have the flexibility to do that to help support. I'll give you a perfect example. I found two more students that needed prescription goggles to wear in the automotive center. And so that money can be quickly turned around and used. These students will be sent to an optometrist to get their safety glass goggles, or so that they can see, because they were wearing their glasses and then trying to wear the goggles, the safety goggles on top, and it just wasn't working. And so we're able to help some of our students that way, because I think there may be a misconception about whether students at Laredo College have enough money to go to school or not. I was asked, well, if students are getting Pell Grant, then why do I need to give money? Well, not all our students are on Pell Grant. That's the first thing. Second of all, many of our workforce programs are not Pell eligible. So most of our workforce programs, the students in those programs, because they're not academic programs, they cannot apply for Pell even if they wanted to. Even if they qualified, if they were in the academic program, but if they want to be a CDL truck driver, if they want to be in the automotive program or in the welding program, those programs don't qualify for Pell Grant, and so we're trying to find resources to help our students. I think I've mentioned this before, where students will tell me, "Ma'am, if I had money, you think I would be here trying to get a welding license?" They just don't have the financial resources. I know I have said this before. It is unfortunate, but our students are the poorest, the hungriest, and the sickest because they don't have those services available to them as college students. And so we have to try to provide those support services for them to get them through.
And then in the case of the welding program, aside from the fact that they don't qualify for the Pell Grant, there's equipment to purchase, isn't there?
Yeah, they have to buy their helmets, they have to buy equipment, they have to buy boots, and we have some very generous assistance. I have two very wonderful men who every year will send me a check and say, use this to buy boots for all the students in the welding program or in the electric or HVAC program, and they rotate. But ideally, it's to equip them with some of the things they need. One, to be safe. Two, to learn. And three, so they don't quit before they finish.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I ran into a young man yesterday. I went to the opening of the McDonald's restaurant on Lomas del Sur, and I was talking to Mike Morosco, and who's also very generous with us. And the young man we were talking to is the welder that helped during that program. And Rick was saying, I went to school at Laredo College, and I have a long career of being a welder. And I said, well, do you want to come back and teach? And he said, I don't have time. I'm too busy. And then he said, you can't pay me enough.
They do get paid well, don't they?
They do. They do very well, which is very good for them.
But the underlying message is all of these events, whether they're a fundraiser, whether they're not a fundraiser, there's a purpose behind them, and community is a big part of it. You mentioned that the golf tournament, somebody was asking, well, where does this money go? Well, then there's a whole other aspect. So every event, there's a purpose to it, really,
right?
For Laredo College.
And they're taxing, right, on people, and when we're putting these events together, these are all other duties as assigned, right?
Yeah.
Because people don't get hired with one of their responsibilities. It's not in the job description to say you will participate in Fall Fest, but at the same time, it still builds that community. And even within the departments, we had different departments doing different things. They have fun.
Yeah.
It was just a very hot evening, and so we had some people it was very hot. Fortunately, we waited to do the golf tournament 2 weeks later, and the weather was fabulous. So maybe next year we wait one more week to do Fall Fest.
And then the tree lighting ceremony. I mean, it's going to be a big event. So there's the holidays may be coming, but the activities don't back down here. Laredo College, and so it's another big event. And the reason we do the tree lighting ceremony that very first, sometimes it's at the end of November, sometimes it's at the beginning of December, but we close on the 18th. And so for the holidays, we have graduation on December 12th. We have finals that week before. So once finals kick in, everything stops here, because we want to make sure that our students focus on that. But Ruben, let's not forget that there's Thanksgiving in between, and that we all have much to be grateful for. And Thanksgiving really is a time for reflection for us, and a time to thank our community, our for being generous and supportive of everything we do, our employees for always staying the course and giving back to this college as they do, and sticking to the mission of who we are and what our purpose is. And then to our students, because our students are the reason why we're here, and they certainly are the future of our community. Graduation in December, not that far off. Where are we as far as academics are concerned at this time of the year? We're in early November. What's going on campus with the students?
So right today actually is midterms for the second 8 weeks, and it is the end of I believe the third, fourth week term. And so we've got just a little bit left to go. And then we'll break for Thanksgiving. So the college will be closed all that week. And then we'll come back and we'll finish the academic year on December 12th with graduation at the Sames Arena. Right now it looks like we have about a little over 500 students graduating in December. So we'll have it at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we're really thrilled to see the graduates walk across the stage. The first day of school, you and I have talked about this, first day of school and graduation day are the big days for all of us. In spite of the fact that we have all of these great events that go on all the time, those are our two big days.
I think I've asked you this before in some way, shape, or form. Every December, every May, there's graduation. How do you stay, what's the word I'm looking for? How do you stay focused on that particular graduation? Because it's like, okay, here comes another one. Here comes another one. Like, what's special? Or how do you make each one special? Is that, I guess, is the question.
Well, I get emotional because there is a lot that our students go through to get to that day. The struggle, the sacrifices that are made by our students and their families to get to that point, for many is not quite understandable, but we see it, we hear it, our students tell us. We know the struggle that our students are going through to get here every single day and then go to work and then still try to feed the family and still help support and still, keep that full-time job. It is difficult. We've tried to mitigate some of those things by providing the 8-week semesters, and it has helped. But there are still lots of sacrifices that are made. So getting to that graduation day is a huge, huge milestone for our students. And for some of them, it is the door to a 4-year university. For others, it is the key to getting a raise or a promotion at their place of employment. And for others, it is the first time anyone in their family has ever walked that stage from a college or university. And so it's huge. It's a huge day for us and a bigger day for our students and their families.
And that's beautiful that every graduation you're able to relive that and have those same emotions as you did just a few months ago, because you're living it, you're entrenched in it, you see it, and so that really helps you to just every graduation appreciate it, right?
Yeah. And you think back to your own graduation days and how that day became extremely emotional and such a happy time for yourselves and your families, and how big of a celebration that became at home. That's what it is for our students. For many, like I said, this is the first time anyone has ever graduated from college, but it is not the last.
Oh.
And I think that's what we need to focus on, that it is not the last of that family to walk the stage.
I hope to reconnect with you either before the tree lighting ceremony, but definitely before graduation. Anything else that you'd like to mention that I didn't really touch on?
If we don't reconnect
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving, I want to wish our community of learners and the community at large a very happy Thanksgiving, a very blessed Thanksgiving, and to ask everyone, take a moment to reflect on all of the wonderful things that have happened in your life this year, because we're extremely, extremely fortunate and blessed, not only to live in this country, but to have the affordances of opportunities that exist in our midst every single day. I want to thank our Board of Trustees for always supporting the endeavors of this Laredo College. They don't get paid. They do this because they love Laredo College, and because it is where they came to school. Most of them took classes here, graduated from here, went on to do other things, and all of our Laredo College family a very blessed and happy Thanksgiving. And you and I will reconnect before the holidays.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. Good seeing you again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Ruben. Blessings.